Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to an exciting adventure from Sierra Nevada mountains. Today we're gonna do hiking loop through Cruz de la Attalaya and Cerro de la Silleta peaks, which you can see over here. So this loop is not hard at all, it's only about 10 kilometers and 500 meters elevation. And we start from town Padul by the side of the main road. We found this route on a Wikilog app where you have a GPS navigation that different people uploaded before. It'll be a nice and scenic hike. We should see some high snowy peaks of Sierra Nevada mountains like the one in the front. After a few hundred meters of walking through the grass field, we entered this nice path in the forest. I think there was another path on the left leading also to Cruz de la Attalaya. Maybe it was shorter but steeper, but we are following this one because it was on Wikilog app. After about 1 kilometer, we got a nice view of Laguna del Padul and town of Padul, and we parked the car somewhere on the right from the main road over there. In just a few minutes we got to this crossroad at the viewpoint, so when we make a loop we should connect back to here from the left side. Now we're gonna continue straight until Cruz de la Attalaya that you can see in the distance over here. Now the path is zigzagging up, we are gaining the elevation, and down here you can see mostly town of Padul, and up here we can already see the cross, which is the peak of the Cruz de la Attalaya. Over here we got the view of Cerro de la Silleta where we plan to go, and on the right we can see the snowy peak which is called Cerro Blanco, which is over 3000 meters high. And here we ascended to the Mirador de Padre Ferrer, which is a viewpoint close to the peak. And down here we can see the valley with the highway going to the Granada, and in the distance you can see another mountain range called Sierra Tejedas where we plan to hike in next week. Alright, and in just a few minutes from the viewpoint we reach the peak Cruz de la Attalaya, 1220 meters. We got another amazing view of Padul town, and here on the left we can see the peak where we want to get to, Cerro de la Silleta, which is 300 meters higher than this one. We want to descend down from the right side, making a loop around. And here in the distance we can already see the city of Granada, which has almost 500,000 people with all the urban areas.
I just want you shake your body, girl, like that. I just want you kill this beat, girl, like that. I just want to see you moving, girl, like that.
We just came down from this patch of deforested area, not sure why it is deforested. We connected to this road that probably goes down to Padul, and we're gonna keep going with it to the right side.
I just wanna dance with you, girl, like that. I just want you shake your body, girl,
can again see the Cruz de la Attalaya peak where we've been about 20 minutes ago, and then we descended down to that deforested area, and then down here to this place where was the fences, so you have to go around and connect to this spot. So for this hike I really recommend to use the Wikiloc app, because Maps.me didn't have all these spots. You can see hiking in the winter time in Spain is quite popular. There is a big group of people over here. And Sierra Nevada mountains are also very popular for trail running.
I just wanna dance with you, girl, like that. I just want you shake your body, girl, like that. I just want you kill this beat, girl, like that. I just want to see you moving, girl, like that. I just wanna dance with you, girl, like that.
And here we went a little bit off the main path to see this little viewpoint peak. Here you can again see our final destination, Cerro de la Silleta, from where we plan to descend another way. In a few minutes we sit down to have a whole food vegan lunch in a wind protected place, because over there seems more windy. Okay, it's 3:12, we just finished the lunch here. I had 3 small burritos. Could eat a little bit more, but we gotta go. We have to make it to the one of the tops over there. I think it's the second one. And then I go around back. Let's do it. In a few more minutes we connected to this bigger road. That was probably the road where we seen those hikers. And here we got a view of the snowy peaks again, so they actually build a road and a ski lift up there. And in these remote nature areas there are fields, most likely for growing feed for animals that people eat. Got a view of Sierra Tejeda mountains, and we plan to hike to some high peak in the next few days. You can see the city of Granada again, and here on the right behind these hills should be the Cajorros Canyon where we were hiking yesterday. You can check out that vlog on this channel. Here we got to another crossroads. You can either keep going straight and make a loop around to the Pic de la Silleta through the ridge, or you can make a shortcut and go straight up. We decided to do this shortcut because tomorrow we plan to hike to a high peak in Sierra Tejeda, so we wanted to save some energy for that. Here I'm showing again how the route follow from Cruz de la Attalaya all the way up to these fields, and then around through the forest all the way up here. Alright, and here we got up to this ridge, and the Pic de la Silleta should be just over here. Alright, and here we reached the peak Cerro de la Silleta, 1520 meters. We got another amazing view from here. On this side we can see the second peak we would go through if we decided to go more straight and around on the ridge. I think it wouldn't take that much, maybe 20 minutes maximum. And behind you can see the snowy peaks again. The one on the right is probably Cerro Blanco, and the one on the left is most likely Cerro Velveta, where the ski lift is located. Alright, now we got enough of these amazing views and it's time to go back down another way, which should take maybe another hour and a half, but the sunset is maybe in 1 hour and then we have another half an hour of daylight, so hopefully we can make it before the darkness. And as we were descending down, I looked one more time up at that second peak and I just couldn't live with not going there, so I quickly ran up there and took more amazing footage of the surroundings. Now you can see the whole ridge in front of me. That's how it would came if we did a bigger loop around. Alright, now it's almost 4:30 and that's the peak we've been to, and I just ran up to that second one over there. And now it's really time to head back down. So you can see the ridge again, and I think I ran all the way to the peak on the right side. And over here we can see another hiking path that also connects up there, so you have more possibilities for hiking here. And here we discovered this big natural rock arch that was just by the path. Okay, so we just want to talk about comparing these trails in Sierra Nevada or Spain in general or Europe in general to like South America. So in Chile we would have to pay for almost all the trails, even for some like small trails that didn't have anything on it. At Santiago you would have to pay like $5 per person, and what's the worst is that you have to be back at some time. So for example, they'll tell you to be back by 6 or 7 p.m. and then they would close the gate of the parking. So if you come late, you can't get out with your car, so, or you can't even get out yourself. So it seemed to me like a prison there. Like it seemed like a prison. And here, even in Mallorca, you had the fences, but here there are like almost no fences because it's like a national park. So It's much better than what we experience in South America, and it's a great freedom here. So definitely the Sierra Nevada mountain is much better. So as you can see, this side is much more foresty than the other side. There is a lot of drought-tolerant pine trees. And here you can see the ridgeline, how we ascended to the Cerro de la Silleta from the other side.
Forget the simple-minded, ones with the heart of heart.
As you can see, these trails are nice and smooth without many big rocks. That's why they're so popular amongst the mountain bikers and trail runners.
Don't let them fuck with who you are. You're here.
And here you can see a little canyon with the gravel at the bottom, so there used to be a river flowing through here, but since a long time ago people built canals and pipes, so they took all the water out, which has now dried out the river and has an impact on the environment. Over here you can see how the path descended through the woods.
Forget the simple. Want me to relieve your core. Forget the simple-minded. With their height and roar. With their height and roar.
So same like yesterday, we thought we're not gonna get any more sunshine today, but here we are getting the sunshine again. Since we don't have much more time back to Padul, we decided to wait a few more minutes for the sunset behind the hills. Here you can see these hilltops are still getting sunshine 5 minutes after we saw it last time. And here you can see again Cerro de la Silleta, where we descended from. And here we got ready to the crossroad where we started making the loop. So here we went up to Cruz de Attalaya and then around to Cerro de la Silleta and back around came this way. Here again is the first crossroad where you can go on the left and go to Cruz de Attalaya another way and make even bigger loop around. Okay, 6 o'clock 2 minutes. You can still see the sun up there on those snowy peaks. It's just crazy. And we got sunset here about 15 minutes ago. So you see how much more it is. Alright, vegan adventurers, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy watching this amazing hiking loop in Sierra Nevada mountains and gave you some ideas of what can be done here. That's it for hiking in Sierra Nevada, although we wanted to make it to the higher peaks, but they're covered in snow and we don't have equipment for that. So we're gonna move to other mountains, Sierra Tejeras. So stay tuned for more adventures. And as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous.